So what was kind of different on this? It was very relationship oriented, very kind of more personal versus going to help a group or a village or something. I was meeting for the first time the child that Mary Jo picked out the year before for sponsoring. It was 2 years. Yeah, almost, yeah. And I had the same house picture you just saw there. And, again, it was the house for him, very more personal type trip. And this is kind of a better contrast between the house he had and the one he ended up with. So that they just had pieces of it's pieces of old wood, pieces of tin, kind of put together, and it was very drafty, very kind of, it was leaky in the rain and all that. And then so I have a few pictures of the building itself. The walls we put together at Angela and Gatrio Pope. Built the walls on the floor and the studs and put those together first, and then they get transported to the site and stood up on top of the concrete that had been done. So just a couple of hammer-in pictures there, and then repainted on site, and that was primarily the construction of it. There wasn't a lot to it. But one of the focuses that Gama and Angela have there is really about pouring into the next generation. So, through the sponsorship of children's school, and the other big thing they've done there is clean water for the area that they're in. So there's no power in the area. So they run a generator from 6 p.m. to midnight. And it has two purposes: to cool down a couple of refrigerators to try to hopefully last for the rest of the day. And the second is to run a water pump from a well into towers above their house that look like those. And then they drain those towers into here, and then pump up and fill up their towers again. That free the water for them for the next day. So they have 6 hours of power a day from a generator. So this is a public gathering area where they come in the morning, and they can fill up 5 or 6 containers of water that's clean, and they can take it back to their homes to use for whatever. And it was expanded recently. There's a couple of little rooms on the side that they could use for private bathing. Right now, a lot of them will just walk around to the back and bathe there. And when we were there kind of visiting that morning, there was a couple of the women were bathing, and they're like, "Come take a picture." Like, we're not National Geographic. But so there's a couple of rooms that they can use if they want. They don't have shower heads. They just take the bucket in, because if they had a shower head, that water, those towers would be gone pretty quickly. And these are some of the pictures of them, the cans. Even the little kids will take small containers and then, carry them on their heads, which I don't think I could do. All right, so we talked a little bit about one of the teens. Mary Jo did a little bit. And these are 3 of the teens that they had as translators there for us, because it was school vacation week. So we were doing a VBS lesson. We were helping the kids make kites for Good Friday, because they have a tradition going way back of flying kites on Good Friday. And for a long while, why is the custom? Finally, Angela found an old article that said where the custom came from, and it was a commemoration of Jesus going back to heaven. So that's where the tradition had come from. Because there is a lot of Christian influence in there. I mean, they have the voodoo too, the rah-rah voodoo. There's a lot of Christian influence too. You see buses with verses on it, and you do see a lot of influence available. But, you know, these kids are, you know, really trying to, you know, get themselves in as good a position as can. They have a lot of drive, a lot of initiative. And this is one of them. His name is Johnsley. I think he's probably 19 or 18. And he taught himself to speak English. Well, he went to a couple of English classes at a little school that had English classes. And then he spent a lot of time watching videos to learn as much English as he could. And was watching mostly sermons to learn English. So he has 3 goals that he sees as future. One is he would like to go to university to be a doctor, he would like to be a preacher, and he would like to be a teacher. And he wants to combine all those together. It's not one or the other. So he's actually, a year ago, he decided to rent out a few rooms at a building in there, and he teaches English classes and has, I don't know, 30 students that he teaches a few hours on Saturday, a few hours on Sunday. And a couple of his friends are also teachers there. So, yeah, they're doing anything they can to, you know. Okay, so I ended up having a long conversation with him and hearing a lot about that. Oh, and there he was teaching us the Creole alphabet. Because if you learn the Creole alphabet, then you can pronounce any word that you see. So similar to Spanish in that regard. This is one of the other teens, Benji, that you saw him in Mary Jo's picture. And again, he wants to be a linguist, he wants to be a doctor, and so forth. But right now he's in the marketplace, he's working he's learned how to sew and how to tailor. So he spends time in the marketplace where people can bring things and he can tailor for them. So he's trying to learn that skill. And again, trying to do whatever they can. And there was a conversation at one point that Mary Jo had with them. And I was like, well, what are the obstacles that you see in becoming a doctor? University is very expensive here. And what you might get paid for translator and doesn't get paid for that, right? And his answer was something along the lines of, well, I have Jesus, I don't have to worry about obstacles or where I'm going to end up or what I'm going to be doing. You know, I have faith that I'll be, where I'm supposed to be. So that was good to hear of a young person there. And then is that my last one? I think that's my last one.